Hi, Gary Stearman. Time for another update from Prophecy Watchers. And in studio with us today is our good friend, L.A. Marzulli.
Great to be
L.A.
here, Gary.
It's great to have you here, particularly since you've gone through such a dramatic change in your life lately, beginning with that California fire, which a lot of our followers, our viewers, our readers know about by now. And I'd like to just kind of go back through what happened to you in California and how that's affected your life.
Well, I want to thank everyone who's contributed to our relief fund. First of all, people have just been, it's overwhelming, the amount of love, the incredible comments that we get on the GoFundMe page, the emails. Just thank you all for helping us in this dire time of need. Peggy and I were in Dallas at the John B. Wells conference, and I was speaking when this whole thing happened. Ooh. We got in there on Thursday night. Friday, the fire started. So we're like watching this. We get word finally that it's jumped the 101 freeway. The winds sustained were like 50 to 60 miles an hour. And we've been through this before. Our daughter and our friend were still up there at the house, and we told them to evacuate. They were able to get the hard drives and the computers out and some of the cameras, but nothing else. This thing came through like a blowtorch, and devastation was unbelievable. We've heard upwards of 800 homes were totally destroyed. We lost absolutely everything. And I've been there since 1978. I actually built the guest house. We call it the guest house, which I wound up living in before we ever owned the property. I was not a Christian at the time. I was 25 years old. I built a guest house with these two hands. I was a carpenter. And my friend and I did the whole thing ourselves. I kind of designed it, sketched things out as we went along and showed it to the owner. And I built a guest house, and then my wife and I got married, and in 1987 we bought the home. So I've lived there since 1978, since I've lived there.
Well, you know, a lot of our viewers probably saw the video footage when Paradise, California was burned, and then Thousand Oaks, California burned. Right. And Thousand Oaks is not all that far from your home.
No, it's not. And we're actually residing in Thousand Oaks right now. We're renting a home there. When this thing came over, we heard the flames were over 200 feet high, winds sustained 60 miles an hour. I mean, it was like a blast furnace, like a blast furnace. And when we arrived, remember, we're in Dallas, and we knew that the house was gone, and I'm slated to speak on Saturday afternoon. And I went up in front of the crowd, and I was talking about Fatima, and I basically said, look, we just lost everything, but I do know this, and I still maintain this. God will bring good out of all of this. That doesn't mean I'm skipping around here going, oh, praise the Lord, we just lost everything. It's been devastating. I think for me, the most... what's the word I'm looking for? The most egregious loss would be my library and research. There are thousands of books that are just gone. All the research gone. All the notes just gone.
And all of your little scribbles.
Little notes, yeah, little scribbles on the back pages, the sticky notes, the underlines. Yeah. All that's gone. And I can't recreate that. And I'm not going to recreate it. Most of it's here and here. But that's what hurts.
And I can imagine. Well, I can try to imagine. Yeah. It's got to be an emotional.
It's very emotional. Yeah. And we're not sure really what we're going to do. We're down here in Oklahoma with you guys right now, and we've got equity with you and Bob, Prophecy Watchers, and a few of the other people, Tyler and others. You know, Dave and Lisa. So we've got equity here. We've got like family here in a way. So we're thinking maybe relocating. We're actually house hunting, looking around. The insurance company have already kind of diddled us. I just want to tell you a real quick story. So we get this email from Chase, our mortgage. We're not going to charge you at least for 3 months. Don't worry about anything. No late penalties, no fees, nothing. So this is like November when this happened, right? November 7th, 8th, 9th, right around in that window. So I get this email from them like a few days after the fire, and well, that's great. So we don't pay November mortgage. Now it's December, and all of a sudden I get this little thing from our credit watch going, your credit score just went down. Going, how's that possible? So I called Chase, and I speak to an underling for about 20 minutes, trying to find out, what are you guys doing for fire relief? Do we have to pay? Because I'm paying two mortgages. I'm paying for the rental house, and I'm paying the mortgage, and that's not going to work. That's a lot of money. I can't possibly do that, not for very long. And so the underling won't give me an answer. I finally get to a supervisor, and the supervisor goes, well, we're instating some programs in February. Well, what are those programs? And we really don't know. What's a work in progress. Okay, I get that. So I ask her, I want a yes or no answer to this question. Yes or no. If I don't pay my mortgage for 3 months, which I'm kind of led to believe I'm allowed to do, will you start foreclosure? And she starts, and I go, no, yes or no. If I don't pay for 3 months, will you start foreclosure? There's a little bit of a pause, and she goes, yes. And I go, that's what I need to hear. Now I understand what's going on. There is no grace and mercy. You want your pound of flesh. I got it. So we paid November and December. Look, folks, I'm not crying poor, but I can't afford essentially 2 mortgages.
Yeah.
I can't do that. And yeah, there's mortgage insurance, but the company's given us some money, but they're holding back here and not there. And so everything's in limbo. We put the property up for sale. Yeah. So we will not rebuild there. I can't recreate what took 30 years to do. And again, sweat labor out of these hands. So we're going to move because I feel, and I'll end it with this, I feel that the Lord has called us On the Trail of a Nephilim, the new film series, what we're doing. And if I spend 2 or 3 years, because it'll take 2 years to get the permit and another year and a half to build. So now I'm 3.5, 4 years, and I need to focus on what the Lord's given me, and that is the new film series.
Time is flying.
Time is flying.
By the way, he's finished The Mysterious Mound Builders, and this is a phenomenal DVD,
Thanks,
by
Gary.
the way. And you're working, as usual, on next projects. You've already got yourself a little editing suite.
Yeah.
And you're not letting any grass grow under your feet.
No, we're not. The second film is actually is being edited as we speak. It's in post-production, and I'm excited about what we discovered.
Now, I would like to just put in my 2 cents at this point and say that include L.A. and his wife Peggy in your prayers. Pray that the Lord will lead him to the most effective location, a place that he can really do work for the Lord. And I know that you're looking for that place right now.
I'm just looking for marching orders.
Yeah.
I mean, in my mind, I'm kind of, Oklahoma can work, but my heart's not quite here yet. And if I hear from him, then I'll have the peace that I'm looking for.
But you're still working.
Still working, not giving up.
That's great. And by the way, I think when L.A. says he's on the trail, he's on the trail.
Absolutely.
And the trail he is on is making sense of this crazy secular world where people have forgotten the Lord. They've gone totally materialistic, totally socialist. They've lost the reality, the spiritual reality of this world, namely that God created the heavens and the earth and his son Jesus came to save mankind and is in the process of doing that even as we speak. And that plain and simple truth is being forgotten.
And that's what we try to proclaim. Our mission statement is to expose the deception of the prince of the power of the air and to herald the return of the King, Jesus. That is our mission statement. That's what I'm focused on.
And I can't see how we can add to that. I love that statement, L.A. And may
the
Lord speed you to your destination and aid you at every
Appreciate
turning
that.
point.
Thank you.
L.A. Marzulli, he's still on the trail, and I suspect will be as long as there is a trail to follow. I'm Gary Stearman. Thanks for joining us today, and keep watching, everybody. We are. Thanks for joining us on Prophecy Watchers. You can find us on the web at prophecywatchers.com, where you can sign up for our free email newsletter. In the meantime, keep watching, everybody, and we'll see you soon.